Hello and welcome to IdeaPath Academy. To my left, I have two gentlemen, the principals, equity holders of Ideal Strategic Partners. And at Ideal Strategic Partners, we actually have portfolio companies we work with directly. But we use a particular process called IdeaPath. And today we're not only going to talk a little bit about Ideal Strategic Partners, that IdeaPath process, but how you can actually utilize that process in the Academy. So I'll go ahead and kick it off and introduce Scott Moffitt. He's the head of partnerships at Ideal Strategic Partners.
Thanks, Sean. So the IdeaPath process, and just going all the way back to the foundations, actually John has been implementing the same foundation and fundamental principles behind the process for over 25 years. John has started businesses from zero to running $100 million plus companies on the revenue generation side and beyond. Those exact same principles that were successful for him over the course of his career are the principles that really are behind the scenes and deeply rooted in the IdeaPath process. So the way that IdeaPath is described is it's a data-driven, disciplined process to take an entrepreneur from idea concept to, as Ken would call it, shelf or commercialization, to revenue generation. I personally have found, going through tens of thousands of ideas and submissions and applications over the last 2 or 3 years alone, let alone the rest of my career, is that there are a lot of great ideas out there. There's a tremendous gap between the people that have the ideas and the ones who are successful as becoming entrepreneurs. And so what the IdeaPath process does is it plugs that gap. It shows the step-by-step mechanics, what needs to be taken into account, how to strategically plan and strategically execute. If there's one thing that I've learned in my time in working with inventors and entrepreneurs, it's that ideas are a dime a dozen. The gold truly is in the execution.
Yeah, I mean, and that said, you always preach to everybody, what is your why, right?
Yeah.
What makes you tick and why do you think your business is going to be successful? How is it different? Why are you passionate about it? But we have a why. It's our mission statement to make entrepreneurs' dreams come true. That's why we created IdeaPath Academy, because we couldn't service and help enough entrepreneurs.
That's right. And speaking of why, welcome to the course. If you don't have a very strong why, I'm going to challenge you before you even move past this video to really put some thought into that. And the way I describe that is, what keeps you up at night or what gets you out of bed in the morning? I say 6 out of 7 days, I bounce out of bed like a jack in the box before my alarm even goes off. That one day where I really want to snooze, I'm not sure if I want to get up quite yet. My why is that fire in my belly, that what is my driving success? And that's different for everyone. Some people, they want to open homeless shelters. They want to give back to organizations or causes that really are near and dear to their heart. For others, it's financial freedom. It's the ability to take care of the next generation and generations beyond that. For everyone, it's different, but I definitely want to understand what that why is. There's a Zig Ziglar quote that it resonates with me. I actually have it on the wall in my office. It says, if you help enough people get what they want in life, you can have whatever you want. And so that is the root of our mission statement as Ideal Strategic Partners, which is helping make entrepreneurs' dreams come true. It's extremely fulfilling, and this academy is going to allow us to do that and help many, many more people.
And Ken May, you started with Ideal Strategic Partners as a partner advisor. We go back many, many years and several businesses together. And you've seen not only our organization grow, but clearly you've seen a multitude of our portfolio partners go from idea, just a concept on a napkin, all the way to 7-figure plus revenue generation and commercialization. What would you tell the audience about IdeaPath Academy?
I'm really excited about the Academy. As an entrepreneur myself, a very long time ago, I wish that something like this had existed, because it's like you can't sit in the cockpit of a plane and suddenly know how to fly a plane. And when I started my first business, I just didn't know everything that goes into starting a business and building a business and through the stages of a business. And so what we're now going to be able to provide to people who participate in the Academy is really a how-to, a step-by-step of all the things you need to know, all of the things you need to consider, all of the things that I didn't know, and people that I know who have been entrepreneurs didn't know. And I think that one of the things that the Academy is going to provide is not only all of the things that you need to do to have a successful business, but many of the things you want to avoid, many of the pitfalls and mistakes. And as I often tell people, they were hard lessons to learn, but the mistakes that I made and the failures that I had allowed me to not make those mistakes again. And by going through the Academy, we're going to provide those things to be thoughtful about and careful about to avoid, so that you can have ultimate success.
It's great. Ken, if I could piggyback that, John, and the execution is so important, as we talked about before. And it's not just knowing what the right steps to take are and having this group of boxes, but it's taking the right steps in the right order. I've seen tremendous ideas. I mean, ideas that could be revolutionary, that could change the world, that had poor execution and they fell flat on their face. I've seen ideas and concepts that, frankly, I think are subpar, average at best, and those have been extremely successful because the execution was proper. So that key point, that execution, that's IdeaPath.
And talking about IdeaPath, I think we're going to cover in the Academy, as you know, not only that process of IdeaPath, but what does a founder need to do themselves? What type of person do they need to be? What type of communication do they have to have? What type of planning do they have to really look for? That's really, really in depth. I mean, throughout your career, you started at IBM, Ken. You've seen such an amalgamation of foundational leadership qualities in people that you've worked for and people that have worked for you.
Yeah, one of the things that we talk about in the Academy is culture and leadership. And those traits that one needs to have to set the proper example, to lead their team, to build their team, to hire the right kind of people, and how to be a good leader, how to be a good manager, and set the example for your team in order to have them be aligned with your aspirations and your objectives to achieve the goals of the business.
So that said, you're here as the kickoff of IdeaPath Academy. You've got Scott Moffitt, Ken May. We're all here as resources to help. I'm going to let Scott summit with a summation talking about a Wayne Gretzky quote.
Yeah.
That is exactly something that you're going to make sure and tune in on.
Yeah, I'm a hockey player and always will be a hockey player. It's kind of like a Marine. Once you've played hockey, you're always a hockey player, even though it's been a while. But the Wayne Gretzky quote is one that has always stayed close to me, and that is, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So it's, taking the shot is one thing, but doing it and giving yourself the best opportunity to succeed takes it to a new level. And that's where, again, IdeaPath Academy and you come together, and I think there's going to be magic made out of this process. So thank you for joining us. We look forward to going alongside this course with you and seeing the fruit of all the hard work you're going to put in and the information you're going to receive, and what comes out on the back end.